This is 24/7 Hip Hop Radio. Bitches.
All right, y'all, man, we got to start this shit all the way over, man. I apologize. Had a small issue. Y'all can hear me now. Big salute to everybody that's already in. So, man, look, we're gonna have to crank this all the way back over, man. You know what I'm talking about? So let me All right, man. I apologize. We are back. We had a small technical difficulties, man, and it looks like everything is back in effect. I am your host, OG Tech. This is the 24/7 Hip Hop Radio. I do the independent music movement. And y'all know how I get down, man. Y'all know what I represent, Thug Status Entertainment. This is the one team, one mission movement. You know what I'm talking about? So big salute to everybody that's rocking with me. Just some updates I wanted to give everybody right now. Um, we are still doing promoting artists. So if you send your music in to oteamomission at gmail.com, every hour I'm putting, like, I'm doing 90 songs, but I'm gonna start sliding in independent artist music. Um, Also, excuse me for rating, just so that you can get on my platform and you could be seen, you could be heard. It's been a lot of great music coming in. I can't keep up with it all, no lie. The Gmail and the inbox has been going crazy. Um, like nonstop. Just people pouring in, and supporting and want to be down with the movement and everything that we got going, man. Um, as y'all know, also we'll be doing a one team, one mission, the independent music movement. We've done this before, about 2 years ago. We're gonna be doing it again, man. We're gonna have a lot of people come through. You're gonna submit your music. We're gonna put it all on the mixtape, and y'all can put it out however y'all want to do it. Our first one that we did, man, is on datpiff.com. Y'all can go and check that out. I think we had over 20 some artists on that one. So we'll be doing it again here soon. And if you missed the show last Thursday, we had up to 35 artists come through. We gave every one of them a 5 minute slot. They came through, and our guest artist that came through was Mr. Servon, man. So it was real dope. You know what I'm talking about? But enough of that. We have a artist coming through, man, representing Canada. You know what I'm talking about? Um, my homeboy DJ Immortal hit me up. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Tech, I got you one." You know, and I want you, if you don't mind, bring them on. So I said, hey man, anything you ask, I got you, cause that's my boy, man. I'm glad to have linked up with him. Um, we kind of like do a lot of networking together, man. And big salute to Canada, man, that's been supporting, putting it down for us and everything like that. Um, so we have Memo Moreno coming on right now. Let's go ahead and give him a hand clap.
Yeah,
What's going on? I can't visually see you, but I can hear you.
yeah. I know. I seem to be having an issue with my cam.
Oh man, he got disconnected. Um, I can still see him backstage. Device is not connected. I don't know if he got clipped or what. Um, we're gonna sit and wait for him to come back. Um, this is gonna be a dope, man. We all over the place with these interviews, man. And it's a beautiful thing. My next one that I'm gonna be doing also, I'm gonna be putting together just like the show that I did last Thursday while we wait for him to come back. Um, let me see. Let me all the way remove him out and then have. Oh, okay, there he is. All right, all right.
Yo, yeah, man. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see me here. I can't seem to figure out how to get this cam on.
Okay, but I could definitely hear you, man. I mean, that's just as good. We're just glad to have you on
Yeah,
the
no,
show.
yeah, man. All good. At least we could still do something, right?
Right.
In the meantime, I'll try to figure it out as we talk, though, for sure. And maybe we'll get me on there in time. So,
All right, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, man.
I go by the name of Memo Moreno, and I'm one third part of legendary crew out here in Canada called the Half Size Giants.
Okay.
We were we came out back in the early 90s. We
Hmm.
did our thing. 1992 was when we dropped some of our first material. We were just kids. But we were right in the movement of when things were popping off here in Canada because although hip hop had been going on for so long in the States, New York side, and everywhere else, we didn't really start to see the hip hop movement get big till around 88, 89, where
Hmm.
guys were actually doing it out here and doing videos and making music and saying, oh, Canada is actually doing it, so we
Okay.
can do it now. You know what I mean? Because before
Right.
it was like other people trying to sort of imitate or be like what the States is doing when that's
Mhm.
really not what we're about up here, right?
Right.
So for us, it was always very important to keep it real and keep it true to that form where we we talk about the experience that we're going through, the teenage experience, the
Hmm.
immigrant experience, whatever it is we're going through in our life. You know what I mean? We're talking about it. We're not from the ghetto by far. We're not guns. We don't have
Right.
drive-bys every day and things like that. So those aren't the things that's not our reality. So
Okay.
for us, it was like we had to sort of keep it real in that sense. And we just talked about the subjects that were important to us and we thought people would relate to,
Right.
so, but
Hey,
we did a lot, man, coming up and go ahead. No, and I mean, in the early 90s, I'm just, just to give you a bit of a background, like we had hooked up with, um, we did a bunch of tours that whenever the Canadian, some of the hip hop acts came and did the tours out here, we sort of would do the Canadian leg with them.
hmm.
We did that 1993 tour with Naughty by Nature, KRS One, Return of the Boom Bap, where he had the freestyle champ at the time. What was his name? I can't think of his name. It'll come to me in a second. And we had Lords of the Underground come through for our video release party in
Okay.
like '96.
Okay.
We Nas J the Damager came through at one point, which we were down with. There was a guy by the name of Snow
Okay.
who
I remember him. Okay.
Informer. He had the big
Informer.
track.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
MC Shan actually produced that track.
Okay.
Yeah, MC Shan actually produced. He actually raps at the end of the verse, but Snow remixed it with Daddy Yankee recently, and he
Okay.
made a it's called Con Calma, and it's sort of like the same melody as Informer, but they turned it into reggaeton, and obviously the song is bigger than it's ever been because of that reason, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, man. So, anyways, like as you were gonna say something, man. I'm pretty much done with that.
Oh no, man! I was about to say, man, like you were saying, like there wasn't no like drive-bys and all that stuff, man. Long as you
Yeah.
rapping about your truth, that's what really is what's needed in hip hop. I think a lot of artists that come out, they feel like they got to emulate another artist, or they think that, oh, if I talk about popping pills and shooting people, then I'm gonna get a deal or something. Long as you being really
Mhm.
yourself, man, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we figured, right?
Right.
Just keep it real, and the rest will fall in place.
Right.
We at one point kind of rapped against violence and
Hmm.
it's kind of the whole irony about it because I'm sure you have heard that our third member of our crew was actually murdered 2 years
Right.
ago, and you know, be, and it's kind of ironic because back in the early 90s when actually it's funny, we were opening up Schoolie D. I don't know if you heard of Schoolie D, but
Yes, I have heard of Schoolie
we were
D.
opening up for Schoolie D, who came through here in Ottawa at one point, and we were doing a show with him,
Hmm.
and that there was the line outside the club It was an afternoon show because we were teenagers, but it was like an all ages thing and whatever. Um, the like because like I said, Ottawa wasn't known for violence, wasn't known for guns, wasn't known for drive-bys, but
Mhm.
it just so happened that on that day, outside our concert, one of the first drive-bys in Ottawa actually took place, and these dudes were driving through and stolen ride whatever, and they wanted to they I guess they had whatever they wanted to try and shoot at something, and lo and behold, they murdered somebody right outside
Mhm.
our right outside our club, right outside our venue, while people were lined up waiting to see us.
Right.
So when that happened, we took it, we took it serious, and we said, we should do something. So we had a whole movement of stop the violence, and
Mhm.
we did a big benefit concert out here for it and stuff. And then at the time, we were actually signed with a label, CMC Records, which was
Mhm.
based out of Montreal and New York City. Um, they brought us down to New York City to actually record a track that was called Escape to Harmonia, which they were going to push and release, and the song itself was all about gun control and gun violence, and it was written for us to do, and against the movement of stop the violence. And I just think that's it's just pretty ironic, the fact that my boy ends up getting killed that in that way, right?
Right. So let me ask you though, man. I mean, I know you said it really wasn't like a lot of violence around there, man. Over here is
Yeah,
I don't want to say like it's kind of a norm, but it's kind
yeah,
of a norm. Even I've been shot, from attempted robbery.
yeah.
What was it like though, man? Like once that happened, um, and in an environment where it never happened, the crime is low. Like what happened after that? Like what was the outcome of the neighborhoods, and how was the reaction of it? Because here it's kind of like I said, it's kind of a norm, but how was
It's
it
kind of
there
a
after
norm.
that
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, well, I guess back then that's what I'm saying, right? It was taken very seriously because in that type of place, right? So,
Mhm.
um,
Hello, you going in and out? I can't hear you now.
yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. All right, dope, dope. Okay, yeah, no, so I was saying is, I mean, the city is pretty, it's like Canada, Ottawa is the capital of Canada.
Hmm.
So we got the Parliament buildings here. It's a very government town, right? So it's very
Okay.
conservative out here. So you don't typically tend to see, like, Toronto will see more violence and murder than we will. A lot of people
Okay.
tend to think Toronto is the like I know a lot of Americans tend to think Toronto is the capital, but it's
Right.
not. Ottawa is.
Okay.
Ottawa is just a very small, or a big small town, if you want to say. Toronto is more compared to like the New York City of Canada. You got
Okay.
it's a metropolis. It's a huge city. It's got the entertainment district out there. I mean, Drake's from there. It's
Mhm.
that's the spot where people really go to make it in
So
Canada.
it's like you said, the New York or the Atlanta of the United States, pretty much.
Pretty
Right.
much, right?
Okay.
So it's like like that's the thing, is a lot of like Ottawa's got this thing where a lot of artists don't tend to sort of make it out of Ottawa. You know what I mean? A lot of people leave Ottawa to make it because um, I don't know what it is about it, if it's a hate thing or if it's step on the next guy to get to the top. But it's like once someone reaches that spot, they don't even help the next dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they
Yeah.
and if they do leave and make it, they don't even represent Ottawa to say, "Yo, I'm from Ottawa." They say
Right.
I'm from Toronto. If people say they're from Canada, they're like, 'cause, like I'll give you a perfect example of that is a dude by the name of Belly. Like we grew up with Belly.
Hmm.
He's from Ottawa, you know what I mean? But he don't represent Ottawa one bit. He
Oh
represents
wow.
Toronto all the way. So um, and that's just how it is, unfortunately, man. But we got a lot of artists that have come out of here that are doing it, But unfortunately, like the ones that are, like, even Dax is from Ottawa.
Oh word.
Yeah, man, Dax is from Ottawa, bro. So
Okay. Wow. Okay. I did not know
yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
dope.
man, yeah. So it's just like I said, man. A lot of people tend to leave Ottawa to do something, and then if they make it, they don't tend to look back.
Mm,
So that's unfortunate. We always wanted to be the ones that changed that,
mhm.
and say, we actually did something, and we stayed here to do it. Unfortunately for me, there was a time where we could probably have claimed that stake, and said we pretty much were there.
Mhm.
We're going back about 15 years ago. It was probably that, by this point, I'm 12 years in the game from my
Right.
first release to where we're at now. We're at our sophomore album. We have a few videos under our belt, and I mean, like, I'm going back to the early 90s, mid 90s. I mean, those days it wasn't easy to have a video. You know,
Right. Right.
you
That's
couldn't
real.
just have a video like nowadays. It wasn't like shoot it on a camera phone and you have all the editing software,
Right.
right? That was big production back in those days. So if
Right.
you had a video, it meant you were actually doing something,
Mm.
right? So we actually had videos, and we were on Much Music, which was like equivalent to MTV of Canada.
Mhm.
They had a rap show called Rap City, which we hosted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we hosted Rap City twice, where we were live hosting the show, picking the videos we want to watch and all that stuff, and then freestyling and stuff. We performed live on Extend the Mix. And it's funny because actually the time we performed live on Extend the Mix was 92, was one of our first shows we ever had done. Was we were thrown on live national television, and at the time I didn't know this group, but
Right.
there was a group promoting themselves there, their new song "Passing Me By," and they gave me a date,
Oh, okay.
and it was the Far Side,
Far
bro. And I
side,
got to,
right.
yeah, man, I got to meet the Far Side, and another group called Portrait, an old R&B group. Uh, but yeah, man, I've had some interesting hip hop moments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely a lot of moments I can cherish. But like, when I hit a plateau in my career where I sort of just walked away.
Mhm.
I didn't see it through. I was at a point in my life where I felt like I needed to make a decision about something, and for some reason, the music wasn't it for me at the time. Even though it's funny, I was on radio across the country. We were, new album about to drop, all that stuff, and rather than see it through because of all the frustrations that led us up to it,
Mhm.
I backed away and I said, I'm out. You know what I mean? And it
I
wasn't
think
until about 2018, from 2003 to 2018, I did no music, and I basically I dug myself deep into serious depression and serious drug addiction.
oh
And
man.
I fought I fought a very long battle with opiates for the last 15 years, which I got to say I've conquered, and I'm on the other side at the moment. And
Good deal, bro.
and the biggest and I want to say this to anyone, the biggest motivator for me, the biggest thing that kept me going and kept me clean was doing my music again. Because for me it was like when I stopped, that was when everything else happened. And it wasn't until I decided to do my music again that I was like, no, I don't want this anymore. That person I became after the group wasn't me. And now that I'm back in this thing, that's not me. So I knew that, and I knew that at this image, I'm not going to give off this image of this hip hop dude, legend, whatever in the city, but yet, you're looking down on me because I'm high, or I'm strung out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right.
to
I wanna
to,
I
to
wanna commend you on that, man. Hey, big salute, bro.
yeah, man,
Big
respect, thanks,
salute.
man.
Like, yeah.
And that was so that was the deciding factor to make me sort of do this again. And originally the plan for me was to do my own music. Uh, Apart from me walking away from the group, I actually walked away from the two dudes I did the music with too, and I didn't speak to either of them for the same amount of time. You know,
Mm.
and like I said, it wasn't until I decided that I want to do this music, and I got inspired one night. I went out to a club, saw some dudes performing, and I thought, yo, that used to be me, man. I
Mm.
used to do that, and I thought, why not? Why can't I do it again?
Right.
And and I had the idea of, we had that song "Life Moves Fast" was actually a track that was recorded for the Life Moves Fast album that was supposed to drop in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So that song only saw a little bit of radio play here in Ottawa, and then sort of just everything, when everything stopped, everything just stopped. You know what I mean? And nothing ever came of anything. A lot of the songs that we recorded, 17 tracks, never saw the light of day. So it wasn't until 2018 when I'm thinking, I gotta do my music, but I want people who know who I am again. So I'm gonna get these, I think we should shoot a video for Life Moves
Mm-hmm.
Fast because it's so easy to shoot videos now. And the
Right.
idea I had of just editing footage and stuff like that, I thought, well, I don't even need to speak to the guys. I could just edit the footage, put the video out, and hey, it is what it is. But in talking to Giant, I had already been friends with Giant again for a little
Mm-hmm.
while, and I had been throwing him the ideas of getting the group together again. And I said, but we need to bring Ironic in again. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to do with that because me and him, we're not seeing eye to eye lately. And I haven't seen the dude in fucking God knows how long. And I
Right.
just know, you know what I mean? But it was like, we just put it together, man. We literally, the day we shot Ironic's parts for that video was the first time me and him ever spoke in like, ages. And then from that video shoot, because we figured why not have some updated footage of us, right?
Right.
And then from that video shoot, it's like the city became alive again. The buzz was out again. Like, oh my God, the Giants are back. Like, oh, Giants are together. You guys are back together. And I was like, wow, that wasn't the plan. I was just trying to like put out this video to sort of as a nostalgia thing,
Right.
reminisce, show you who I am. This is who I am because here I am trying to come into this scene 15 years later, trying to tell everyone I'm so and so, and people are
Mm-hmm.
looking at me like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm trying to be in this young man's game sort of
Right.
thing, right? That all these dudes now are 19, 20 year
Mm-hmm.
olds that are doing it, and here I come
Yep.
in, and I'm thinking, yo, I'm so, and then like, they weren't even born when I came out with my shit, so it's like,
Right.
how am I expecting for these dudes to even respect me right now?
Respect it. Mm-hmm.
So I figured that would be the way in, but from that, the snowball effect happened, and next thing you know, I said, hey, let's release all that music we never released, keep them interested, let's make visuals for them, fuck it, let's just do it. And then while we work on our new project, our new single to drop, and then we go from there. And the follow-up single was Danny Fernandez's featuring Danny Fernandez on the song Girl You Know, which was a reggaeton song, which was, I figured, Canada hasn't been seeing a lot of reggaeton, not too many
Mm-hmm.
artists. And, I thought it was a great way to get back on radio,
Right.
and once again, keeping true to the Giants, not compromising our sound, not
Mm-hmm.
compromising our content, but still being hard enough for the heads and
Right.
soft enough for the ladies. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you could hear Girl You Know, and even though we're talking lovey-dovey stuff, it's still dope lyrics. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not, there is no compromising in our delivery and in our content. It's still, and that was what we always tried to be. We
Right.
always tried to have commercial music that's underground, basically,
Mm-hmm.
or underground enough to, like I said, the heads respect it and the ladies love it.
The ladies love it. They,
Yeah,
you gotta make sure the ladies love it.
damn right, man. Well, that was the thing, right? See, that's what happened in the beginning, in the '90s when we did our first video. Was on the first album we released was called Maple Flavor on Cruise
On
Control,
cruise control. Yep.
and we had a track called Cruise Control on that album, and it was basically about a car that we want to have, a car we want to drive. We were barely 16. We didn't even have our license yet, but we're not going to be talking about all this money we got and these cars we got. We're going to talk about what's really going on in our life, which is we ain't got no license yet, and we don't got the money to buy the car we want, but this is the car we want, so we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we
Right.
did that, and then but the manager also said, hey, you guys should do a love song, and whatever. The funny thing is in the '90s, love songs was stay away, right? Especially being from Ottawa, you were trying to send a message that you're not soft, like, because in the 90s, you don't sell out,
Right.
represent,
Right.
you got to be hard.
Gotta be hard.
And
Yep.
I mean, and for us, it was like a death sentence to have a love song on our album. But our manager said, no, you got to have something for the ladies, right? And then unfortunately, not to say unfortunately, but that was the one that sort of we went with for the first video. In my opinion, I think we should have done something a little harder to come out with first. But it is what it is, man. It's not like anybody at the time had a video or anything, so But I mean, hey, it is what it is. We had management, we had decisions being made for us, and we just had to trust
Man, I definitely
in what was being told for us to do.
Yeah. I definitely
But yeah,
I definitely I could definitely relate to when you're saying the part when you had to step away from music and you had
yeah,
to really like, okay, am I going to do this or am I not going to do this? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I've even had to juggle with that, and I just came back myself. But it's always something that's inside of you when you're not doing it that tells you, it's like that little spark in the back of your brain, like, man, I know I need to be doing this music. But you trying to juggle everything because you got personal stuff going
yeah,
on and all this other stuff, So it's good to see that you came back, especially overcoming um the things that you overcame to get back into the game, man.
yeah, man,
And where you at now, that is a hell of a testimony, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I think that you should really, you need to really talk about that, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That
Yeah,
journey.
well, no, and that was exactly my whole point of when I came back, was to say, man, I've been through hell and back, and I'm still here to talk about it, man.
To
I mean,
talk about.
we have more, like, and in speaking about murders here in Ottawa and death, we have more deaths due to addiction and overdoses happening lately than there is murders, COVID, car accidents combined. You know what I mean?
Right,
On a
right,
daily basis, people are dropping like flies here. Fentanyl has flooded the streets, and everybody's ODing on it. I have had, at least off the top of my head, people that I know personally in the last couple of weeks, 4 die. You know what I'm saying? So it's
damn,
not a joke, man. So for me to think, yo, I got out at a time just before this shit was getting big, and I know myself, and I don't want to say, what would have been, but if there's only so much you can gamble with your life, there's only so much you can play with fire before you get burned. So
that's
I'm
real.
just I'm just glad I got out when I did, man, because not too many were lucky enough. And the fact that I did get out, I figured, why not? And maybe someone will relate to it enough that I could save them from what I went through, And that was the whole thing with me coming back, was, once again, like what you're talking about, where there's just something in you that doesn't seem to want to let it go.
Right.
And that was the whole thing. When I started getting clean and I started getting more clarity, the lyrics just sort of started coming to me. And I sort of was like, I knew what I wanted to write about. And it just sort of, next thing you know, I'm writing on napkins and menus and whatever, toilet paper, whatever I get
Right.
my hands on at the time, because I need to get these lyrics down. Right? So that
Right.
was the sign for me to say, yeah, I still got to do this, whether it's just for my own reasons, my
Hmm.
own therapy, my own personal reasons, or there's still something that wasn't fulfilled, something that was supposed to be but never was and still has to be, right?
But
So that,
that would have ate you up if you would
mhm,
not have came back.
That's
because
right.
you would have got older, and then you would have been looking back and listening to them songs like, man, you
Yeah,
know what, man, I should have just came back. I should have did
that's
this, and
right.
then it would have just been I should have.
I
So
should
it's
have
good,
exactly. And for
right?
now, and I just figured it's never too late, man. You know what I mean? That the thing with me and hip hop, and the biggest thing I was like, um, I struggled with in the beginning was being an old head. You know, being this fucking um washed up rapper. You know,
No,
fucking 40-something-year-old dude trying to fucking
no,
rap. And then I thought about it, and I thought, rap, hip hop is the only music where it's legends get fucking basically no respect. It's like once they hit a certain age, they figure they're useless. You got the Rolling Stones, fucking ACDC rocking the stage, 70, 80 years old, packing stadiums. You
hmm
know what I'm saying? But you look at someone like KRS-One or Big Daddy Kane or whatever, and they're they look at them as they're washed up. They're too old to do it. You know, but that's not the case.
man. I tell you how I feel about it. Um, and I went through that stage too. Like, man, I done got damn, I done reached this age, man. Should I really keep going? I know it's a young man's game, but I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you what I say about it right now.
Mm.
Um, fuck it, and
Yeah.
fuck whoever don't like it. This is
Yeah.
your
Exactly.
dream, your destiny, and only you can dang gonna create your path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It is a young man's game, but us old heads run circles around some of these young people. So
For
man, just
real.
just do what you doing, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah, man.
saying?
Yeah,
For
and that's what I
real.
figured, and that's exactly what I figured. And then and then I also think about the fact that the last body of work I we got to create with Giant before he passed, and
Right.
everything we got to do with him in the last, I mean, to this day, I don't know other than the artists that have left Ottawa and have made it outside of here.
hmm
Um, to this day, anybody that's still here in Ottawa or anybody that was around when we were around still hasn't done, still doesn't have the resume we have. You know,
Right.
the amount of stuff and experience we have and things we've done and achievements we had. Um, so for me, I was always comfortable with that. I was comfortable knowing that no matter what, I have a lot of experiences that
Right.
not anybody got to experience and not anybody will ever get to experience. So if if it ended now and I didn't do any more music, I thought I could be okay with that because
Right.
I've already solidified myself and I've done something. But I also realized that it's never too late, man. You're alive, you keep going. I mean, there's the comeback story. Look at, you got guys like, I just, when I see things like, for instance, an example, the Karate Kid,
All
you
right.
know, you got Johnny, who God knows, I never heard, I never seen him after the first movie. And
Right.
now next thing you know, we got Netflix, you got Cobra Kai's back. He's back,
He's
you
about
know,
right.
man, this guy was just loving the fact that he got that job because, I mean, not to say, I don't know, you think he was working other than that? No, but there's
No,
always hope, is what I'm saying, right? So, New Kids on the Block still friggin' touring,
they still do.
so it's like, so it's like, I just think, man, it's never too late if you still got the drive and the want, and I figured, man, I still, you can't see me, but I mean, I figure I still look good enough to fucking do this, man. I feel like I look better at my age now than I did, when I was half this age. I
Right.
just, I feel great. I feel great, and I think the biggest thing I did was stop using, what was messing up my life, And I also gotta give a big shout out to my homie, Ironic, which is the other third
Going out a little bit.
the member,
There you go.
white guy. Me and
hmm
him, we stay together, and I live at his place, and he's really helped me out. He went through his thing, and he's been sober, going on 6, almost 7 years now, sober of everything. You know, I'm
Hey
talking
man, good stuff, bro.
alcohol, weed, cigarettes, name it. He's, clean. He like, he was, and it all happened. It happened to all of us, man, because when we stopped the music, we all fell in our depression. We
Right.
all went, we all went somewhere, right? So he drank, he ate, he got, heavy. And then, he lost his weight, man. He stopped drinking, we're on the up, and he was a big inspiration for me.
That's
Big
good, bro.
inspiration for me. I got to say that if not for him, I don't know where I'd be at this moment. So he's really helped me out. So I'll give a big shout out to my boy
Hey,
Ironic.
big salute, Ironic, man, from
Yeah,
OG Tech, man, in the independent
yeah,
music movement, man. Real talk.
yeah. And I want to say, Ironic's actually put in some work too, bro. He's done a bunch of features with some of this, like he's got with Slane. He's got a few. He did that one with Cool G Rap and
Put that down.
Cool G Rap and the guy from D12.
Okay.
He's done a bunch of features. He was rolling with this company called Real Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
and they do a lot of sort of they're more like a dark hip hop sort of, almost, I want to say vampire hip hop. They do more of the dark stuff. So they're
Like that
featuring
goth
a lot
stuff.
of people like Necro,
Okay.
that kind of thing. They're more, yeah. Anyway, so he was, so he jumped on a lot of features because of them, and they were all filmed actually out on the stateside. So if you actually look up Ironic, he's got a feature with Junior Reed that he did
Okay.
not that long ago. And he's also a big freestyle champ out here in Ottawa. He actually battled Jin, the MC from the 106 and Park champion.
He
He
was with the
battled
Rough
him here in
Riders. Okay.
Ottawa and actually did pretty good, man. You can actually YouTube it, Ironic versus Jin. And he was actually part of, he was selected as one of the top MCs. There were 16 MCs chosen for the 2003 Super Bowl freestyle champions in Boston, Massachusetts. And that year, one Canadian was chosen, and that was him. And we went down, and he actually battled Rhymefest,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
Rhymefest. I think was Kanye West's boy.
Yeah.
He wrote Jesus Walks. Actually, that's the thing. But anyways, we didn't really know that at the time, but we know now. We're like, oh, yeah, Rhymefest, you battled Rhymefest. But anyways, he battled Rhymefest that night, and I think that night, Diabolical won, if I'm not mistaken. But that night was also hosted by KRS. And he got to perform again, and I got to watch him fucking rock The Bridge Is Over. And let me tell you, if you've ever seen KRS-One perform live, The Bridge Is Over, man, it's like it's life changing, bro. It's life changing, bro. Like, it's just incredible, man. KRS.
So look, man, I'm about to ask some questions, man. You got to answer these quick. All right, you ready for them?
Yeah,
You
man.
ready? All
Yeah,
right.
man. Let's do it.
All right. Biggie Pac. Who you got?
Pac.
Kevin Durant or LeBron James?
I'll have to go LeBron James, but I'm not much of a sports fan.
Okay.
But I'll go LeBron James. You want to know why? It's really weird because I was just working on my truck in the garage here, and for some reason, was there some kind of joke a few years ago where everyone was saying LeBron James or something like that? I recall something like that. I don't know why, but I do. Anyways, all I know is about an hour ago, the name LeBron James came to my head for some reason.
Okay.
And you just saying that, I think it's a sign I'm going to say LeBron.
He said, "I think it's a sign." I'm gonna say that. So let me ask you this: hip hop is a young man's game right now, right?
So they say, yeah.
All right. So look, if Biggie and Pac was still alive right now, how do you think hip hop would be now?
Yeah, so that I've always wondered that question, right? Would Tupac still be what he is today if he didn't die, right?
Right.
Hard to say. Even Biggie as well. Would he be a KRS now?
Or will the
would he,
game still be? Will the game be like
and would
how
the
it is now?
No, I don't think so. I think the game would be very different. I don't think Pac would have allowed a lot of people to do what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? So I really do think that a lot of things did change once the millennium hit, and it was the end of an era, man. It was the
Right.
end of a great era, the '90s hip hop, man.
Yeah, 90s hip hop will never, ever, ever get that again. But I had to ask you this, man. What got you into doing hip hop? Who was the artist that made you sit down and be like,
Mm.
hey, I want to do music now.
You want to know, man? Okay, so I'm from I was born in Mexico.
Okay.
So I came to Canada in '85.
Okay.
And so I was 7. So at the time, I mean, when you're that young, you don't really know what kind of music you like, right?
Right, right, right.
But I think probably when I was around 9 or 10, I got a cassette called Rap Tracks 2,
Okay.
and on that there was a bunch of mix. It was just a like, they used to have all these, cassettes where just various artists, and it had Children's Story by Slick Rick. It had KRS-One, Philosopher. Uh, it
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it just and basically all
Like a
those
compilation.
songs. Yeah, a compilation of all that hip hop, and then I got a cassette from one of my classmates, Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. And for
Mm.
me, that was really the first, album that sort of, even though I was so young and I couldn't really relate to the
Hmm.
struggle and what they're really, I mean, I still listen to Ice Cube, NWA, even Public Enemy tracks now that I say, oh, I understand it now. Because back in the
Hmm.
days, I was too young to really understand what they were
Yeah.
talking about, you know. But I know that it impacted me. It impacted me a lot. So I'd have to say, man, Public Enemy was a big one of my first big influences, and KRS, of course. KRS-One. So when I got to meet and tour with him, man, it was a small accomplishment, small dream come true,
What are
not
what are
small, but you know what I mean, man. Just things that happened along the way that were surreal to me.
right? What are two things, man? If there was a upcoming artist that wanted to do music, man, what kind of gem would you give them? And when I say gem, what kind of knowledge would you put into their head, man? Like, hey, you need to do this, that, and the third. What would you tell
Yeah.
that young aspiring artist that wanted to come up to be a rapper?
Well,
You going
for
out on me?
me, I think with artists,
Okay.
and one thing I tend to see a lot,
Hmm.
especially with the new artists nowadays, is the performance is no longer there.
Right.
The performance has turned into basically playing your tracks with vocals already,
Hmm.
and just sort of vibing out with a bunch of guys on stage and just partying basically while your music plays. Literally, that's become the trend that I've
Right.
seen with some of this trap music, right?
Right.
So for me, I think the art of a true performer, you know, practice, rehearse, do vocal exercises. A lot of people don't think that just rapping on a beat is just rapping on a beat, but you could be off key on a beat. A lot of people don't know that, right?
That's
And
real.
sometimes, you hear someone rapping on a beat and it just sounds weird because they're not in tune with whatever instruments are on that beat, right? So you gotta, it's not singing, but you gotta have. I think it's good to have a knowledge, or at least a basis of music theory. You
Right.
know, know your
Right.
scales, rehearse your vocals, at least warm them up. You know, and for God's sakes, perform without vocals, man. Background vocals is one thing, but we want to hear you live, and I think for me it's important to sound live how I do on my music, and that's one
Right.
thing I really try to do. So if anything, I say rehearse, plan out your shows. Don't just get on stage and do whatever. Every situation is a chance to shine. For me, you only get one shot to make a first impression. So I think, at all costs, you should be an artist if you're going to be an artist, man.
That's
You
real
know, don't
shit.
step back. I find that we have a lot of that these days. A lot of people say I'm an artist because they recorded a song and they shot a video and they posted it, you
Right.
know.
Hey, that's
And maybe some of their
facts.
boys and some of their boys said, "Hey, you're pretty good." You know what I mean? And now all of a
Right.
sudden
That's real.
they're an artist, and it's like, no, dude. Like everyone's a rapper now, you know.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and so yeah. So if I have some, you know, I'd say if anything, you got to have, you know, a show. You got to have um something that separates you from the rest, and you have to have some kind of style about you. You can't just, you know what I mean? Like you got to be on all the time. That's what I think. Be on all the time.
Right.
You know.
So, how was the and I asked a lot of artists, man, from back then to now. How has it been for you transitioning, man? Because I know you was doing music in the '90s over to now. Back then, you had to go with the pressing up the CDs. You had to
Mm,
slang out the trunk, and now
mm,
you got like the Spotify, the streams,
yeah.
and the stuff like that. You gotta stay consistent on social media. How was that
Mhm.
transition been for you?
Well, it hasn't been easy. I'm gonna admit that one, man. It's been tough because, like I said, I was away for so long
Right,
that I didn't stay in the game and transition into it slowly. I kind of
right,
just was, I'm back, and now I gotta
right,
learn all this shit, you know.
right.
So for me, it hasn't been easy, and I've needed a hand. And I want to give a big shout out to DJ Immortal because he's the man who kind of stepped in and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna help you out because." You know,
Salute the mortal.
you got a lot of dudes out here who, you know, they, like I said, man, Ottawa's shiesty like that. Nobody wants to help
Right,
nobody, you know. So, you know, and for me, it was tough to find someone really willing to put themselves out there for you,
right.
and say, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Well, you know, yeah, I mean, down to the point where like I don't even know how to set up a Spotify account. So it's like he helped me with that. So it's the little things that I'm learning along the way, right?
Right.
I'm not very techy, you know. Like I said, I'm old school. I come from that era, right? Selling the CDs, you know, handing out
Right.
flyers, and you know, and so now all this thing is new to me. So yeah, man, I'm trying to navigate Instagram a little better. I'm trying to you know, do more posting and stuff. But right now it's been tough, man. I'm just making a small transition at the moment. I'm working on some new stuff. I put out Serenity as a way to say, you know, here I am. I'm still around. After Giants passing, I took a bit of a break. No music. I didn't do anything. I sort of wanted to collect myself, but I think I'm ready now. You know, the pandemic's been hard. It's been hard
Yeah.
for a lot of artists. You know, we can't
Yeah.
record, we can't do shows, we can't network. So it's tough. Everything's got to be done online. And like that's right there, you know, the people who are tech savvy and have the game down on this, those are the ones that will flourish, right?
Mhm.
During this time, because this is the time now where you're gonna watch people on screens, and
Right.
you're gonna just look at them on Instagram and whatever. So if you're about that, then you're doing okay. You know, you
Right.
gotta adapt with the times, sort of thing, right? So yeah, man, I'm glad that Immortal stepped in and really helped me out with that because yeah, it hasn't been easy, but you know, we're getting there slowly. And you know, Serenity, like I said, those songs I recorded in the last couple of years, those are some of the first songs that I made when I decided I wanted to do music again. Serenity was actually the first song I wrote and recorded uh, since anything. Like that was it, you know what I mean? And then when I heard that and I showed it to people and I got such good feedback on it, I thought, oh, okay, I got something here. You know what I mean? I think we keep going now, you know. And that track was actually produced by a dude named Bromar. I want to send a big shout out to my homie Bromar as well, man.
Hey, big salute, Bromar in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah,
You know,
Bromar, you know, check him out too. I want to say, you know, he's a big producer and he's also an artist. He's actually right now out in California. He's with 808. He's with a crew called 808 Cartel,
okay,
and he's trying to do his thing out there with them. He's producing with them, and he's trying to, you know, like, you know, just like grinding, man, trying to do his thing. So shout out Bromar. He produced that first track for me. He produced a few of my tracks actually. I got a few more Bromar beats that I'm gonna come out with.
that's
And
what's
yeah,
up.
man, it's dope. So can't wait. You know, new single on the way, new video. You know, all kinds of stuff coming.
Hell yeah, man. I see DJ Immortal has already posted some of that in the comments already also, man. For real,
Yeah.
for real. It's good to see you back, man. One thing I
Yeah,
like
man.
to
I
tell
really wish you
people
could. I really
oh,
wish I could have chopped it up and you could have seen me, man. But like I said, once again, we're going back to this whole. I'm not very good with this whole stuff yet, and I can't figure out how to get this camera
I
on
tell you
this.
I
And
tell
then
you
the
what
other
I
thing is I'm using a tablet, and I'm thinking that might be another issue. Is
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
But I'll
yeah,
tell you what I will do, man, and I'll tell DJ Immortal too, man. Once you get it figured out, we can kind of play around with it, man. We'll definitely bring you back on for another quick
dope,
interview, man. You know what I'm
dope,
saying?
man.
You
Love that.
you
I
always
love
welcome on my platform. DJ Immortal, man, that's like a brother, man, to the team. He's been supporting us. I've been supporting him. So
yeah.
um, when he told me that you was a legend out there and asked did I want to have you on, man, hey, why not jump on that opportunity, man? Tell him to
Yeah,
come
man.
on,
Respect.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect, man. Appreciate you.
For
Appreciate
real,
you.
for real. So look,
Yeah, man.
man, you
I was. Yeah, I think I think me and Immortal will make a good team, and
yeah,
I think he's
damn right.
passionate. He's passionate about the music. He knows his stuff, and I think we could make something happen. I'm excited now. I'm more excited than I've ever been. The last time I was this excited was when my group got back together after 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So after having him pass and then everything kind of just have coming to a halt once again for me. Uh,
Right,
it's really nice breath of fresh air to have this happen and have all these interviews that he's lined up for me. I've been talking to all kinds of people, and it's nice to be able to talk and tell my story and
yeah,
reminisce. You know what I mean? And remember some of the better times in my life and just yeah, man, just let people know what I'm about. Like just let people the people that never really heard it about me or don't really know much or don't really want to acknowledge
right.
what
Well,
there's a
you
lot
you
of
you got a testimony, man. You
yeah,
know,
man.
you got a testimony, man, and you got to tell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's good that you're telling it in the interviews, and it's good that you back doing music, man, because you can't keep that stuff bottled up. You got to
yeah,
let it
no,
out.
yeah,
You
for
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man,
You
for
got to
sure.
let it out.
Yeah,
So man, I'm glad that you came through. I'm glad to have you on.
yeah,
Like I
man.
said, anytime that you want to come back, DJ Immortal, all you gotta do is say he ready. We get him on.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
dope,
He more than welcome to come on here at any given time. Anytime
dope.
that you when you get the video, man, shoot the
Yeah.
video to me. I'll definitely post it on the group. Um,
Okay, dope.
that way that everybody can see it.
All
I'm
right,
definitely here to support. I'm definitely here to motivate, man. I'm here for you.
awesome,
I'm
man.
just your testimony, man, was real deep, man. It's things that I've been through that I can relate to. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Yeah,
I'm glad you came and shared your story with me, man. Real talk,
thank you, man.
like for
Thank
real.
you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem. If you got shout outs, man, go ahead and get them shout outs in, man.
Yeah, right. Well, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's out there listening. Make sure you check that shit out, Memo Moreno, all over YouTube. Just my Instagram is at Memo Moreno 78. And yeah, man, just look out for the new music and also check out some Half Size Giant stuff.
Hell yeah.
Delve into the history. You go on our YouTube and you could, we got little mini documentaries about us and we got all kinds of videos and stuff you could see. And yeah, man. So just shout out to everybody out there listening and shout out to everybody out here in Ottawa that's been supporting me from day one and that still supports me.
Hell yeah, man. Y'all heard it. Hey, we all over the place right now. The independent music movement, man. We up in Canada now. I told
Yeah.
DJ Immortal when this pandemic calmed down, I'm coming out there. I'ma just
Oh,
I'ma
yeah, man.
just
Once you
pull
get the
up.
time, for sure.
And I definitely just want to come and get the vibe out there, man.
Yeah, man.
I got a lot of spots on my bucket list that I want to go to, and Canada's definitely one spot I want to go, man.
For sure, man. And we got legalized marijuana out here.
Hey, hey, hey. For real, for real.
Yeah, man, we
But
got
look,
we got
man.
stores on every corner.
That's good. I'm
Craziness.
glad when they do it right here in North Carolina. They ain't did it yet. They keep
Yeah.
going all around me, but they ain't did it yet here.
They're not done it there yet, eh? Crazy. And it's crazy because in the States, like I watch a lot of like American shows out here
Mhm.
and like, like crime TV and like cops or whatever it is, First 48, whatnot. And then you see a lot of like they still punish pretty harshly for marijuana out there in certain states. Like they still consider marijuana like, you know, schedule whatever substance. And, out here, fucking cops will smoke it with you. But, out there, you're getting years in prison sometimes for it,
And locked down, man. I think they starting
Crazy.
to. I think now that they're legalizing it, I think that they're starting to reduce a lot of the sentences. They're
Uh-huh.
realizing that
Really
um,
not that bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think New Jersey just legalized it there, and I think they said they can have up to 6 ounces at any given time.
Okay.
But anything over that, then they're gonna get you
And
for it.
then, yeah.
6 ounces, hey, that's a lot to have at
But
one
it's,
time anyway.
yeah, but
So
it's really crazy though. But I want to say just about the legalization out here because it's like ever since they made it legal, sort of say, like before when it wasn't legal, like it's still you wouldn't get in that much trouble for weed, but
right,
you still would because it wasn't legal. But it's like if you were smoking a joint and you got pulled over, but you threw the joint out the window and the cop never saw it, but he smells it and he's like,
hmm
"Were you smoking a joint?" And you're like, "Earlier," and he never caught you in the act. There's nothing they really would do about that unless they actually, well,
yeah,
you know what? Now they got probable cause to search the car. They
there
don't
you
find
go.
anything, whatever it is, what it is. But now that it's, quote unquote legal per se, it's been regulated where now it's impaired driving charges for
Yeah.
driving with marijuana. Now you can have marijuana in within reach. They regulated it like alcohol.
Like alcohol. That's
Where
what I was
it's
just about to
it's
say. Right.
yeah. So they regulated marijuana like alcohol, where it's weird. It's like the more legal it became, the more illegal it became to do.
Right.
Because it became a recreational thing where you can't be smoking it in certain areas. You can't, definitely not have fucking get caught smoking and driving because that's
Right.
just like you might as well fucking might as well be drunk drinking and driving. It's the same charge.
Right.
So it's crazy, man. That with the regulation of it came a lot of other things. So I mean, for me, I feel like it's all motivated by the dollar.
Right.
More fines, more. You know,
Yeah, they're
more
more like,
bylaws.
yeah, you can smoke it, but you got to stay home. You
Yeah,
can't
it,
drive. So it's like a
you can
give and
have it,
take.
but yeah, if you have it, you can't have it within reach when you're driving. If you do, well, you're fine. You get fined. It's just that there's so many bylaws against it now where they're just, it's like, yeah, sure, it's legal, but it's more illegal than it's ever been to do. You
Right.
know?
That's real. That's
Yeah.
real. Yeah, I don't know. I, I'm hoping that it gets close to here. Um,
Yeah.
but we shall see, man. I think it's gonna get to a point, man, where all 50 states. I don't even think 50 states is gonna do it, but I think eventually, uh,
Yeah.
the whole U.S. will get down with the plan and just
Yeah.
legalize
Yeah.
it, man, you
That'd be
know.
dope. Yeah, that'd be dope. And
So,
then the other thing is, I just wanted to ask is what's the situation out there like with this whole COVID lockdown and stuff? Is it crazy
m-
out there? Or?
man, so of course we got the new variant. Well, the new
Okay.
variants, because it's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
few of them. You got the African variant, you got the Brazil, you got the
yeah.
UK.
Wow.
Now they calling it one the California variant. Where I'm at,
Wow.
it's I think in North Carolina it's starting to curve just a little bit. They said that the what's the homes called, the old folks home, that their deaths are starting to decline.
Oh yeah, like at the
Rest
yeah, I know what you
home,
mean.
uh,
At the residence, yeah, or whatever
resident
the
home, right? Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that they're starting to decline.
Retirement homes or
There
whatever the
you
hell it's
go.
called. Yes, yes, yes.
And then the vaccine, man. I've been on the fence about it. Me
Yeah.
and my wife both work at a hospital. But she goes in for a week and then at home she works from home for a week. Me, I'm 100%. I work from home. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same token, it's like, okay, do you want to take it? They haven't gave me enough. information on the long term effects of
Mm-hmm.
what it possibly could cause in the future
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, let's get this needle and stick it in your arm and you're
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want a little bit more um
Yeah.
information on it, you know.
Yeah. For the that's the thing around here is like the vaccine. They got the vaccine, but not everybody's got it or getting it because there's not enough. I don't know. Um, you know, so yeah, man, it's hard. It's tough for everybody, man.
Is it bad out there?
I mean, I know that the deaths in Canada, as overall compared to the rest of the world, aren't as bad. For the
Mm-hmm.
most part, I think we're doing okay in terms of, what we need to do to stop the spread.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, things keep closing and reopening.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep putting restrictions where they say, oh, okay, well, we're gonna open up. They closed all restaurants, all bars. They've been closed. Like there's places going out of business that have been in business for 20, 30 years out here. Restaurants and pubs that have been in business for forever have
Yeah, we
had to
can
close their doors.
yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on. And then they open back up, but it's restricted to nobody inside, takeout only, or whatever the case. You know, and then all the numbers are going back up, so let's close you out again.
Mm.
Everybody stay home again. Whatever they call it. Essential workers only,
Mhm.
only if you have to leave. Uh, and that's it. And then, so we just recently got opened up again.
Okay.
But I also, like, yeah, last week we just got the okay to be opened up again, just temporarily, once again with restrictions, not
Mm.
fully open. It's still masks and social distancing and everything else. But I'm hearing now that apparently the numbers are going the other way, and we're good. Apparently, we're going back into a red zone, and they're going to restrict more. And I don't know, man. It's hard to say. What's ever really going to happen with this? Like, will the vaccine really stop this? You know?
I'm nervous of it, man. You know, and
Yeah.
and now we got um Pfizer is at like what 66%, and then you got the Moderna and the not Pfizer, but the Johnson and Johnson. And not only that, man, they're kind of they just passed a bill here in North Carolina. I think it's Senate Bill 37, where they're
Yeah.
now trying to push the kids to go back to school.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
my thing with that is okay, the older kids, okay, you know, I still don't want them going to school because of the different types of variants that's out there now.
Mhm.
But not
Mhm.
only that, now you're talking about sending the elementary school kids back,
Mhm.
that barely want to wear a mask and all that, and you're
Yeah.
bringing them into an environment around other kids, and then all they're gonna do if somebody does have it is bring that shit home. You can't really tell if they got
Mhm.
COVID by putting a thermometer on the side of their forehead and checking
No.
their temperature. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, let's think about it, man. Let them work, from home for the rest of the year. Get these teachers vaccinated, and then let's see what happens during now all the way past the summertime into the next school year. You got a couple more months involved, and then maybe if the curve is going down, then let's talk about going back to school. But they're rushing it, man. It's no need to rush that. It's just too risky right now. That's just my
Yeah, that
thoughts.
happened here. Yeah, that happened here. The kids went back to school, and then it closed everything back up because the kids spread it the most.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm just hoping that we can get to some type of normal, sometime soon. I'm
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to a norm, to go to a concert, or just to go and have a gathering or a
Yeah,
party,
man.
well, like it used to be, man. But we'll have
Yeah.
to see, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like we've already been told, like everything's canceled this summer. There's gonna be no festivals, no nothing, no one's coming. You know what I mean?
Right,
Uh, Canada Day is not happening. Last year there was no Canada Day. That's got to be a first in a
right.
long time. A Canada Day celebration. I mean, I'm sure that happened out in the States too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our state
Yeah.
fair that we had here, man, they shut it all the way down. No fair, no
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So it's
don't know,
tough, man.
man. It's very tough, but soon,
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
soon. We just got like what Immortal just said, man. Wear your damn mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
So man, but yeah, but it's good to have you on, brother.
For sure, brother.
I'm
Thank you.
glad
Thank
you
you again.
stopped by, and like I said, man, you have open door invitation anytime you want to come on, even if you just want to come and premiere a track, a video, or
No,
whatever, man. Let a mortal know. Mortal hit me up, and I will
no.
set that time to the side for you, man. You always welcome on the Independent Music Movement show.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. You be easy out there and stay safe, man.
Yes, sir. Respect.
All right, man. Be easy.
Peace.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all know how I do it, man. We just got some Canada love, man, and I really, really appreciate DJ Immortal setting that up, man. Um, we definitely, man, got to reach out to grab more artists from Canada, man, because it's a lot of artists out there that's doing music. And we would love to bring them on. I think on my next show, what I was gonna say a little earlier, man, before we brought them on, is I know how I did the show where I had the 30 people come through and we did like 5 minutes and we gave them their time to um come on and I did an interview and then they promote their brand. I think what I'm gonna do next is probably in a month or two, I'm gonna do an international show with just international artists only, and we're gonna bring them in, and we're gonna unify that shit too, man. We're gonna bring them all together, no matter where they from. It could be Africa, the UK, it could be Germany, whatever. I want all those artists to be on my show. And we're gonna sit on here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the interview and we're gonna let them promote. And we're gonna bridge this gap of hip hop where we can all just unify everything, man. And not only that, we get to hear some good music, you know what I'm saying? So during the interview and during the show, we'll play videos and we'll bring the artists on and all that good stuff, man, because I like that type shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to go out to hear different types of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really gonna put that flyer out there. And if y'all know anybody from overseas anywhere, don't tell them yet, but just let them know that OG Tech is about to put together a show where he's gonna have 25 slots open, and he's gonna bring them all on and he's gonna bring them in for a quick interview, and they could promote their brand, and that he'll also play some of the artist video throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? And then we could really network. You know what I'm saying with us, and I mean now when I say us, I mean the United States, and with Germany, just Canada, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just want to unify it everywhere. That's what this whole thing right here is. One team, one mission. You know, um, I just love it, man. I love music and I love different genres of music, and this is what this platform is all about. That's what this platform is all about. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to talk about people. We're not here to downplay people. We don't do the crab in the bucket thing, man. We here to uplift everybody. And we're here to listen and hear it out. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And that's what I'm here for because I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I truly want to thank everybody that support me. I want to thank everybody that comes on here. I want to thank everybody that's in the comments. I want to thank everybody that just rock with me. You know what I'm saying? Because um everybody truly sees how much I love music and I love hip hop. That's why when DJ Immortal hit me up, yeah, I don't even ask questions. Yes, what's good? Hey, shoot it over to me, and I bring them on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. You know, big salute to Kate. I see you. It's just what I do. If you go to my group, this group right here, the independent music movement, um, if you go to this group, you will see what I do. You'll see how I promote. You know, it's just the love of music, man. So, um, I truly want to thank everybody that's rocking with me, man. Y'all already know what it is. This is the One Team, One Mission movement, and big salute to everybody that's rocking with me, man. OG Tech out.